as Good says, all right, let's do this. He literally just said that. So welcome back to our attempt at bi-monthly videos here at Tray 5 Customs. I'm your host, Jeremy, and we're going to take you through the shop with Mr. Good behind the camera. Say hi. Do like the flip thing and sew yourself. There you go. Easy enough. Let's go see what we're doing. Well, this is how it works here. It's like city workers. The one guy's on his phone pretending like he's doing something, and the other guy's the one doing the real work here. So he's on the phone. He's probably talking to his wife, you know, asking her what's for dinner, where are they going this weekend, you know. Anyway, this is Alan Elliott's truck. It's done-ish, except for the fact the oil pan's off. So basically I started driving this, putting miles on it, the wood bed's done. I noticed a couple things, which we always notice, which is why we put miles on them. But one of the things I noticed is it sounded like the torque converter was loose. So we've been investigating. We were kind of at the point where like, it's gotta be something internal. Now I don't talk over the radio because the cameraman's also the sound man. Anyway, so we thought it was something internal, but it's like, all right, let's just pull the oil pan, make sure like maybe we can see something's lashed wrong. I don't know. It's a Don Hardy, so we don't expect there to be a problem with the engine, but we had nowhere else to go. Talked to Don, talked to the tuner, talked to Jason over at the transmission shop, and pulled that, and the flex plate's tight, but it just like, for some reason, it was slipping just a tiny bit. So pulled the transmission. What time is it? It's 9:20 in the morning. They've already pulled the transmission, pulled the flex plate, inspected the flex plate, make sure it's good, Loctited the bolts, torqued the bolts back on the flywheel, flex plate, and now the transmission's going back in. So, unbillable hours. No big deal. They're doing it quick. They do stuff quick every once in a while. You know, like when we're billing hours, these guys take their time, slow, that way customers get billed way more than they should. But when it's unbillable, they take care of me and they do shit fast, you know? Moving on. We'll do a wrap-up video on this thing shortly, maybe Monday next week, and then we'll give you all the details on that. We have Larry Glorious chassis. This is probably going to be the hardest chassis to keep clean that we've ever done, and we've done white chassis and stuff. But this thing, if you just look at it wrong, it gets fingerprinted. Super deep black, triple black, or as Pat Coast calls it, tray black, powder coat. Chrome arms, chrome sway bar stuff, all engine polished, and then the engine came painted gloss black from Don, but transmission and drive shaft and third member were all painted by Frank. Fernando's polished up the exhaust and a couple of the other suspension parts, but we have chrome upper and lower links. This is obviously a Rev B chassis. You can tell because it's super cool and it has bags on trailing arms that give you more lift and it rides nicer. This is one of the early ones, so it has ride tech shocks, but these are adjustable, so you can dial in the ride. We have protection on our polished AccuAir tank and our powder coated gas tank. But this is all operational. That's why all of this bundle of wires is right here. So we can literally like flip on a circuit breaker and get power. And then after a second or two, we can actually press buttons. So we kind of do that. We do that so that, you know, when we put the body on, we can play with it, get it to where it's easier to put the body on. We're waiting on the modern vintage harness right now so that we can plug all that in, because we have some sensors that are all the way down here behind the supercharger that'll just be a lot easier to plug in before we put the cab on. So as soon as the harness shows up and Frank and those guys are done buffing the cab, we'll throw this cab on and start wiring it. So that's that. Look for more on that next couple weeks. Steven's truck. Bed is off. It's gone to powder coat. Plan with the bed is to powder coat it chassis black. The top side will get body worked and painted over that, but the underside will just stay chassis black. That way we don't have to bed line it. We don't have to worry about anything underneath. It'll be done. We did all the welding that we needed to do on it first. So Frank should be able to just get it back and start body work. Get the bed straightened out. Chris is under here in the wheel wells and in the engine compartment getting all these cold side tubing for the turbo. So working on all those pipes. He's done a ton of work on this lately. The factory splash pan bead rolls end stupid, so remade outer pieces. We had to cut away to get charge piping through. So, and then the bottom for the intercooler. So we made a new bottom piece, made new side pieces so that all this is now strengthened back up. And he's super talkative, so I would let you tell him about it, but he'll talk your ears off, and we don't want that. You know, we're trying to do this quick. These guys are too talkative around here, as per the last video everybody saw. We got Chris's El Camino. This has come a long way, actually, even though it doesn't look like it, but all the AC and heater lines are done. We routed them forward around the battery and then back into the cab of the car over there, so you don't really see them. We've brought all of our wiring out, and we're working on that, waiting on the coil to show up. Some really cool person drilled a hole with a self-tapper screw to mount the computer on the inside, and they just drilled it right through. So this is chip and paint and Bondo, and there's another one down lower where somebody just ran a self-tapper to mount the computer for this engine. So we're gonna mount the coil there, close up those holes with like an Allen head bolt or something, and then cover up the Allen head bolt with the coil that we need for the ignition. And it works good because that'll go right there. So not where we would normally put it, but it'll make sense. Power for the computers are ran up to the battery. Power for the ACs ran up here. So all that'll get hooked into some fuses that'll be right by the battery. And then I'll yell at Laramie for grounding a wire that's power to turn on the alternators. Car came without calipers, so we ordered some Wilwood calipers, and the Wilwood calipers came without pads, so now we ordered pads. Why you order calipers and don't get pads? Like, I could understand ordering pads and not getting a caliper, but not vice versa. So that's neat. Inside, we've got the seats out, center console out, and it looks like a mess in there right now because we're in the middle of wiring. Scott over at Rev B has dropped off Juan's truck. So this is Juan Campos's. So now we have Juan Campos and Victor Campos. We've got the brothers' trucks. Victor's is over at Frank's. This one's here. I vowed not to do SEMA this year, and I'm still kind of holding to that vow, but this chassis will be going to SEMA, but I don't have to take it. So this chassis is gonna go in the Prismatic Powders booth. So this is gonna get mostly mocked up, meaning we'll get the bed on and all that framing done. We'll get everything done up here that we need to for inner fenders, for radiator. We'll do as much mock-up as we can because I hate mocking up around a powder-coated chassis. So the idea is to do as much mock-up as we can, tear this thing down, get it ready like we normally would for powder coat and paint. Although we're not painting the outside, we probably will repaint firewall and inner fenders. We'll have to do some touch-up on the bed. But when the chassis goes out to get powder coated, come back, get reassembled, kind of like the black chassis is over there where we can make it go up and down, but we'll do some wiring that doesn't look like that, because that wiring we'll just shove up into the cab and call it a day. With this one, we'll do like some terminals and plugs. So that way it looks nicer for the SEMA show. But this will be all powder coated, all Cerakoted, and on display in Central Hall. Don't look for me. I'll probably go, but not for the whole week. And then Scott's gonna be the one that runs this up there, pushes it in, displays it, gets it out of there, and handles all the SEMA stuff that I've never done. Because I've never watched the rollout at SEMA. And I've been going there forever, and I've never watched a rollout. So like Friday, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna watch the vehicles roll out and do that cruise that I hate being a part of because it's stressful. But now I'll be on the sidelines with a cocktail and it'll be not stressful. Moving on. Get a little inside scoop on this video. Preston's truck, not a lot's changed in the back. We notched the corners of the gas tank, which you can't really see. So we built this gas tank, put it in, started the exhaust, and we had room, but we thought it'd be a lot cooler if we made more room. So we cut out the bottom corners of the gas tank, That way we can get muffler back here. We also made some tow hooks for this thing. We have like the normal ones that we use, but we built some different ones so that they look more right on the Roadster Shop chassis. Kind of looks like it's, you know, like the Rev B comes with tow hooks already in it. And this is supposed to be race trucky chassis, and there's nowhere to put a tow strap. So we put some on there. Under the hood, not a lot has changed. I don't know if all this was done last video, but we pushed this in, recessed the cap. Kind of looks factory was the idea. But obviously it is not. So if anybody has a square body, they know this thing's normally here. Big block doesn't fit. So sunk it in, radiused around, but kept kind of that factory feel. Shaved some of the holes. We're waiting on some parts from Hogan's. So this is loose right now. And the reason being is the thermostat housing actually hits the intake when you try to bolt it down, and then we don't have anywhere to mount our throttle cable. So Hogan's is supposed to be sending us a bracket for that and a lower profile thermostat. Then we can finish up that thing. Over here, not much, but we'll go over it anyway. We have a leaking cooler. It rained yesterday. So this is just a little bit of calcium that came out of our cooler up top. And then you can see it goes all the way around. So glad we protected this because it's in primer and some Bondo and we don't want to get wet. Manny's Blazer, it's on hold till after the first of the year. Waiting on a chassis. My dually, nothing's changed. Still waiting on the bed. Hasn't touched it from the last video. Friday I'm supposed to go pick up a cab for this. Maybe I'll send Brian. No, Brian's gonna be out of town and like some classic truck throwdown show in Houston or something. You should go to that show if you're in Texas. We're not going, but you should go. Nothing really changed with it. This is how it was last time. That's how it is this time. Sorry, no updates. We do have Manny's truck back. We had a door pin switch get stripped out somehow. So like the little pin switch that turns your dome light on got stripped out. So we fixed that, and then we put some bump stops on the chassis of this thing to hold the rocker off the ground. Because with this chassis, for some reason, the rocker hangs a little bit lower than the chassis, and it cracked his rocker. So that's not cool. So we're going to level out the bottom of the cab to the bottom of the frame, so that way if he lays it out on a rock that's this big, it doesn't damage anything. It's too nice of a truck to be cruising around with damaged stuff. So fix that, waiting on Frank, and then this thing's out here. Shortest wrap-up video ever? Maybe? Little insight, I'm gonna be gone for pretty much the rest of June. So we're not gonna have another video this month of June. That also means that if you order stuff on the website and you don't know why you didn't get it, it's because I'm not here and I usually handle all that stuff. That being said, if you really have to have something, order it. I'll still have some phone service. I'll get with the guys. We'll get it shipped out. So we do have hats. We do have shirts. Obviously, we have the tailgate latch kits and our trunnions now. We have our billet hinges still. We're getting low on those. I'm going to have to make an order soon. But anyway, support us so we can keep doing these videos. And yeah, that's it. Buonasera. Ciao. Oh, you're still following me? All right, cool. Look, parts. Look, metal. Where are we going, dude? Did we forget one? Is that why you're following me? Pyle, what were you asking me? Because Brian wants to film it.
When Jeremy's gone, this guy here, we're gonna do a wrap up. It's probably gonna be one of the best videos.
A wrap up or an update?
A wrap up of the one we did last year.
What did we do last year?
We did one and then it went okay. But this year it's gonna be a little bit different this year.
Is it? Are you guys all gonna wear Trey 5 shirts and go over to Frank's?
We might wear Grinder TV shirts, all of us.
Like the app?
Yes. You know, just kind of like the one we have on right now. I have on.
I wore that one yesterday.
Yeah.
No, not that one. I made sure to wear a Trey 5 shirt for Trey 5 Day, though.
Stay tuned. Okay, guys?
He tucks in his shirts. He's wearing a Trey 5 shirt. They're trying to work, and if you distract them while they work...
Then we can't see, and all I Right. So stay tuned for that video.
Anyway, so maybe there will be a video in 2 weeks. You'll be just as surprised as me. I can't wait to see it.